Toads for... No, never mind. That was the first game.
Yeah, then Toad didn't want to play the second one.
But yeah, Tower went
They are
57-5 in his first game, and then 10-4 in his second game, when Nifty went 1-25.
Wait, how did Nifty get 1-25? Was he drunk?
You'll see.
No, was he actually drunk? There's no way you get 1-25 ever.
It was an interesting game.
Did they win?
No.
No.
What's not?
I was about to say.
That was the game I was top.
Yeah. You guys are
thing is-
swapping your roles everywhere, every game.
The thing is,
Confuses
Bao
me.
practiced top lane for like
Yeah.
the before the tournament. He was practicing top lane the most.
Yeah. And then AD's like, yeah, Bol's just gonna play top every game. I'm like, are you sure? Like, I'm pretty good at top. And he's like, no.
That's what I would have done as well. Just put Bulge top every game.
Yeah.
No, I guess you won with you top both support, so whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, Bol's, I think top needs to rotate more, and he doesn't really rotate as top.
Your own voice comes at least, so you can make calls with top lane to
Yeah.
move.
I remember this draft. This is such an awful draft. Musashi is one of the strongest junglers behind like Garp.
I was surprised Musashi
With
left off
new
here.
changes.
I don't know why Shurin banned or Michael banned over Musashi.
Shurin has a lot of I think Shurin is very underrated. It is a lot of damage. Michael, I'm not too sure.
I think if Shurin gets a few kills, he can snowball really hard.
Yeah.
What does
Same
Nifty
with
go
Musashi.
in this game? What does Nifty play? Oh, Galleon's left up, isn't it?
Yeah.
So crazy. I don't know why Galleon's left up. That's crazy.
Yeah, Team 1 gets the draft of my dreams right now.
How did they get
They
Galleon
get
and
all of the
Musashi?
old characters.
Oh my lord, that is
It
crazy.
might be the best team comp, but it is all of the most overpowered characters
And
in
they
one
get
team.
Selin, dude. Oh
Selin.
my lord.
Yo.
I didn't watch this game. This is crazy.
And Tower's gonna play some broken shit as well.
What does he play? Lyria? Okay, I don't play. He had a good Lyria game.
Oh well, yeah, Lyria.
He plays Lyria here, yeah.
Oh my god.
When
So-
it's in a good hand, like Lyria can pop off though in good hands.
Nosomi picks Wiz out of comfort. I heard from sources that Nocturnal actually randomed here. He did not mean to pick whatever that hero's name is.
See, I think the
Bloody-
ban phase can be shorter, but the pick phase should be a little bit longer. Personally, I think just because it's important for the like a tournament draft or an actual draft game. Like, it's
So
actually the time it takes for me to even find a hero. I've got like less than 10 seconds left most of the time.
You know, the game we won,
Right.
both the top hero and the jungle hero were randomized.
Alright, more inside sources. Naruto actually did not mean to pick Glenn either, he wanted to pick Grint.
Oh. Perfect.
And Nocturnal wanted to pick Davolo.
So they
I-
get the draft of their life, and you guys
Draft of their
are randomizing
dreams.
heroes.
Such a massive draft diff. And
Oh,
it's
Look at this.
Galleon.
close game.
I can't.
Oh
I'd
my
ban
God.
Galleon every game. I don't care. I'd ban it every game. That hero is so cancerous.
Nifty doesn't do too well until like the very end of the game, but that's just Nifty things.
I think they should surrender now, to be honest.
And
Where
then
does the
Ghost
damage from
comes
Team 2 come
from.
from?
Yeah.
Nosomi?
It's just Nosomi. Nosomi hard carries this game.
Yeah, I don't know
He
how they
takes his
like.
entire team on his back, does as much damage as all of them combined, gets 22 kills.
Yeah, I don't know how like Team 2 would win this.
Yeah, I do not like the Galaxia pick. The Bloodius is actually pretty decent. It would have been better. It's better than Devola here. Devola just kind of gets CC'd and bursted to death every single time. Glenn is alright versus Musashi Lyria, just to stop all the jumps.
Yeah, true.
But he doesn't do much in bot lane. And Galleon just outscales. Galleon will bully the Glam. He can ignore the E completely.
Galleon.
And Galaxy is going to lose lane so hard. It's just not a good lane hero, and Ghost is already that much worse of a player than Tower. He's going to get bullied. For sure.
I mean, it's a replay bug, right? That Tower's point of view can see Bloodless in the jungle, or is that actual in-game bug?
That's a refill book. There are some animations you can see through fog, but I think most is like just outside of vision, maybe 15 range instead of 10.
Oh, gotcha.
And whenever those appear, then it does a replay bug, but you can't actually see it.
This Scallion lane is so good because Selling can just proc it all with one arrow, like the 1E.
Yep. Especially Fire Arrow, immediately procs it.
But that push is so big. Like, it's such a hard shove.
Thankfully for Team 2, it is Nosomi, so you can survive. Best player for a reason.
Sniff
What is
doing
comfort
here?
pick too?
Yeah.
Nifty doing
So I
a
don't get
really
it.
good
What is it
spread.
that?
What a
Yeah,
wall.
what's-
It's all the vision of the pathway too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably should have placed the ward a little bit further down to see the whole path, but
And you can see the path and the camp with one ward.
yeah, he just wanted vision of the camp so that he can invade Nocturnal Trident. If Nocturnal Trident,
Biggest
he'd be
jungle.
pretty screwed.
I think bot lane's quite a boring lane. I don't think like there's much skill pressure for Team 2, and Team 2 can just farm safely on the tower. Which is really good for farming under the tower with the arrow and the.
I wonder how Tower is behind
See,
half right now.
what's Nifty doing now?
He's just invading. Just invading with Zerg, trying to steal as many camps as he can. Leaving Degrin to fend for himself. Which,
Big
it's a
nifty,
spawn.
big nifty gang, big nifty gang. The blink into the tower.
Nifty things.
And it works. It's sad,
Sure.
but it works.
If you say so.
Yeah.
Until it doesn't.
It didn't work that Baning game.
Yeah. Nifty has two modes, all in and it works, and all in and he will int the entire game.
Ghost fights into the wave and he's half his HP off the recall.
I mean, that's just Ghost. I don't know why Tower is recalling here.
I
You
don't
could
know.
probably Ghost next wave. Just ERW, Ghost is dead.
Maybe he's too spling AOS. He's backing to buy items.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
That's
Makes sense.
the
First
time-
game back.
Needs more
First
EP
game
to
back.
kill him.
Big gank, misses W. Dies anyway. Nifty is checking his crabs, I guess.
Yes, he's 2 levels down. He roams so much that he always gets down on experience.
Tower just
I
acts.
can't even call it roaming. It's just walking around in the jungle.
Roaming again. Who needs XP?
I wonder if Tower is playing
Ah,
safe
Nifty.
as he doesn't know his opponent. I think he could have gotten a couple kills by now. First game nerves.
He'll get killed, sure. Oh, that damage was mad.
RQ?
No auto kills
Really interesting.
Galleon. So Nifty's level 3, leaving base at nearly 11 minutes in. He's
Nifty
still
six.
still not level 4.
It's not. It does look bad, but he's trying to scout the jungle as much as he can. He's just found nothing. If he had found Nocturnal at any point while Musashi was with him, he'd probably be dead, and then they would have a massive advantage.
But I think it's because of the ward placement. Like that, if that ward placement was up in the middle pathway, then he can at least see dogs, and then he'll have vision of when he can invade, or whether or not those camps are up in the first place. If they see Musashi once, or not Musashi, if they see Gladius once and they know that he's doing all those 3 back camps, they can't evade it. The information we get from that is a lot more. It's quite shocking. It's 4-1 at the moment. Team 2 is looking in a strong position, like just based off of support level.
Team 1 scale a lot better though.
Yeah.
Like, Wiz doesn't have the greatest late game, and Salin is just solid the entire time. With R.
Ooh, sure.
And Galleon has a ridiculous late game. He becomes unkillable and does more damage than anyone.
Doesn't need nerfs. Doesn't need nerfs. He needs buffs actually.
He did get nerfed a little bit.
He needs more buffs.
Please buff him more. Please. I want to play more Galleon. He's so fun.
Well, pick you on top. Nice.
I've been the only Galleon player for the last 7 years, and he's finally strong. Please don't nerf him.
Yeah, I want him now. I want Enchanters buffed. Everyone's nerfing Zeph for some reason.
Actually, this is nerfed Galleon. When Max Storm first changed Galleon, he had like twice the damage. I'm pretty sure his passive scaled off something. His R always stunned. It was quite something.
I don't know how that's even allowed in the game. Yeah, but we have to nerf Zeph Ultimate and Zeph Damage instead.
Reminds me of a hero called Garp.
Another brain dead hero.
Garp also got nerfed, but it got nerfed in a weird way. Like, he's strong because of just how high the Q base damage is. And the new E scaling, so he can just like have strong auto attacks.
I think he's strong because he can run through towers and not take any damage.
So much reduction. I think that's also why he's strong. Just doesn't care about anything.
What's good is that it only reduced physical damage now, not magic damage. So theoretically, mages should do better against him, but he's still a high HP tank, so mages don't want to hit him. So you would need someone like Bax or Broward. Like, maybe that could be a counter pick later on. Maybe Subaru, but then you just get something.
Maybe an ADC that has magic damage. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much just Subaru. Like, maybe Luna's pretty bad AP. But with an AP ADC, you now need an 80 top laner. And there's pretty much just 0. And he loses most top lane matches.
Shogu's level 10, Nifty's level 5.
That's fine.
Yeah, but...
Here's the thing for me. The reason I don't like Garp and Galleon is they're melee. I hate melee. I feed when I play melee heroes. I only play ranged.
You always feed Arc.
I do, but I feed less with ranged.
Yeah.
I can play every melee support except Galvalon. I don't know what it is about that one. I feed.
I just don't do it to myself.
The Zergling. It's just Alistar.
Oh.
I actually prefer Alistar's kit more because Alistar can knock people back. So if you just flash Q and then W them back in, it actually gives stronger engage. Because in this, the W is just a jump.
Yeah. Yeah, Alistar also has a follow-up stun if he stays close.
Yeah, like, I'm not a fan of the Zergling just jumping into the spot. It'd be nicer if he could like actually push them away.
Zergling has 2 modes. He can jump in and guarantee a kill, or he can jump in and int. And it's very oppressive when it works, and it's completely useless when it doesn't.
Oh,
that
grid.
the grid. Wiz things.
Man, I love Wiz, honestly.
And Nosomi crits. 20% gets a crit every time.
Wiz is actually just the best ADC.
Are you sure it's not laner?
Yeah, I'm sure it's not lanered, man. I've played more
Are you
Wiz
sure
than
it's
I have
not
lanered.
Talon? Oh, we hit that. Why is Nifty sticking? Okay. Okay, good. Nifty was sticking around with 60 mana.
Oh my.
ToG
Here, one shot.
is fed. He's online, boys. He's online. But that will be you on Galaxia against the next game, mate.
Yeah, Tower.
Yeah.
I mean, Tower does insane this game. I think he had something like 70,000 damage. 77,000 damage.
Ridiculous.
And Nocturnal does 29,000. Degrin does 32,000. Like, he's on fire. He beat Nosomi, who kind of solo carried his team to surviving through this game.
Galleon's engaged.
And there goes Wiz.
Galleon is online. That was a nice barrier.
Good barrier, and Nocturnal is there. Saves Noso. He's be patient with his Q.
Lyria is such a tower of grey hero. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It is such a tower of grey. It's like it's made for
Very
him. I'm not even
good.
lying. It's like it's made for him.
It's like a psionic, isn't it?
It really is.
No, they both have balls. They both have balls.
Like, if I was to imagine Tower playing League of Legends, I'd imagine him play Ari. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Zed, something like that.
Yeah, like it's just
Maybe.
Tower written all over it.
Yeah. He also plays not. Maybe the Tower just likes playing heroes with balls. So maybe he's into balls.
He's very good at high mobility heroes. Like, he's very good at Shuiren as well. I'm not sure why he didn't. I think it was banned this game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it was a pretty good ban. Tower would have probably completely taken over the game more than he did. Like, he gets 27 kills here. Imagine that on a Shuiren. Just 3-shotting everyone. Why is Zerg maxing E second?
Who knows?
That's a good game.
Yeah, in game plan. See, that's what I mean with the hitbox. Like, that looks like it should have hit, but it didn't. With Selenult.
Yeah. It's a bit of a. What do you think about Digrin maxing Q over W, by the way?
I don't like it here.
For the W more, like for the. Like,
I don't like it here. The W is pretty much always good, but the Q can be good if you're against a lot of melee heroes, which maybe he's thinking to try and use that against Glenn, but Glenn can just ignore slows,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Well,
Oh.
that would have been big if he got that. If Nosomi kills Tower there, it's a big kill. Why is Nifty fighting? What are you doing?
It's OP. It's Galleon, man. It doesn't matter. It's Galleon.
It's Galleon. It's Galleon.
Nifty's going in again. I'm telling you, Nifty will go in again. If that tower was a little bit higher HP, Nifty would have 100% re-engaged.
What is Ghost build? He was maxing E first, and then he stopped at 4 and went W to 2, and then maxed Q? What on earth is he
I
doing?
think Bar's playing a Ghost account this game, I'll be honest.
Oh, no. I was actually playing on Nosomi's account, but
Oh, okay. You sure you weren't Tower?
Oh yeah. I was playing on 2 accounts.
Bigger. Yeah, you're
Arrow
playing.
Power of
duration
my
was
feet.
so long.
Is that why you didn't kill tower when Nosomi blinked over?
Yeah,
Both
we're teaming.
sounds carried? Yeah. Got it.
Teaming.
Pre-teaming, banned.
That was a 4-second arrow. Stun. That was so long.
Those are very hard to hit. What is that? How does it? Yeah, it doesn't work. It almost works. Lyria's balls have very weird behaviors to them. Sometimes
Yeah.
you just ignore minions. And you can also get their range to be ridiculously high if you have them engage on like one low minion, and then you have some vision of an enemy further on. You can get very far with your balls. Sometimes they'll only focus the farther enemy hero, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they perfectly split.
Tower has long balls, man. What can we say? What would you say? Would you be against a seal, Icarus, right? Another seal in the game that increases every, like, 10 seconds or something, increases your next spell range. And it's a guaranteed crit.
On a spell?
On a spell.
Well, there goes Nosomi.
Every 10 seconds, your next casted spell has longer range.
And crits.
And crit, sure, add the crit. Maybe without the crit, who knows?
With crit, that is ridiculous.
No, without crit. And let's just say it slows. It slows
Assassin's
movement speed.
one-shot everyone.
Yeah. Obviously, it's because I want to play Wiz. I want to play Wiz. But I mean, and then it slows the target. Who knows? Oh, that damage from tower is disgusting. Oh my lord.
He's enjoying the 25-second ult right now.
He's loving that.
Oh, here, Team 1 throws. Like, you have two people. They don't have much damage. Two people are 1 HP and can't tank.
Nifty's
Tower
gonna go
can't do
and tank
this.
it! Nifty's gonna
Nifty
go and
just
tank
died.
it! Yes!
Dies. Nosomi takes it for free.
Oh my goodness.
I think, oh, that's what I was about to say, Nosomi misses 2 of the arrows off the ult.
It's just weird physics, maybe? I don't know. When you click on cliffs, it behaves weirdly.
Gotcha. That is a big throw to give up.
Yeah, it is
for
a
free.
very big throw, and I think it makes Team 2 survive another like 10 minutes. Nifty has caught up on levels, though, to Naoto, so that is something.
Thank the Lord. Galleon's
Somehow.
like level 4 at 24 minutes.
Yeah, the tower is level 17. Well, Zerg is 16. It's actually pretty good.
See, I'm
After all,
surprised I'm surprised Galleon went hard on... Yeah, that's so weird. I think Galleon went hard on Glan there and just ignored Wiz, who uses ultimate below.
Just nifty gameplay.
Yeah, I think like because if he peeled for Degrin there, Degrin could have actually taken that engage. Instead, Degrin dies. Tower looking for an assassination at the camp. What a legend. Look at this, boys. Boom. Boom.
That's what a fat assassin is going to do to you.
Tower's done the damage right now. Jesus.
Yeah, Team 2 is really looking to Glan and Galaxia to try and shut that down. But it's their two worst players, really.
Ults up on Tower again. Another play.
There's no real sugarcoating that. Oh, okay.
Oh, that was just classic Galleon stun, eh?
Why? I guess it's... I don't know how I feel about that trade.
What do I?
It's worth 1-for-1, but now it's 3-0. Not the greatest.
Now it's like.
I guess he can't do anything anyways.
Well, I think if he's there threatening the defense, I don't know if they can take the tower.
It was pretty good from Nifty. Tank the tower a bit. I think backdoor protection right now is a little bit extreme. Should be tuned down a little bit, maybe.
I don't know, the tower's damage should scale the more it hits a target or something. So
It
people find
does.
us. I don't know,
It
like.
does.
I don't know, man. I feel like it should be higher. Like, they to be able to just take
It's like
towers is mad.
it really hurts later on. The thing is, I believe it's affected by defense. I think it's affected by DP. Like it's not true damage, so later on tanks can just sit there.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about it. It just tanks tank, and they
And it
literally just
also only
obliterate
increases
HP.
by 20% or something.
Yeah, this game's it's a hard one for Noso's team, that's for sure. Noso's to position like perfectly to do anything.
What is he? How does Yeah, Nocturnal needs to hit a very big R. And Nosomi needs to be in range to follow up. And Ghost needs to do something. Just do something, Ghost.
That's
Oh,
exactly what they get,
yeah,
G.
big, yeah, very
820 minerals, Jesus.
big.
That's Noso's just leveling print for that.
Zerg Reaper gets Nocturnal though, so it is still 3v3. Spore chunks down Nosomi.
He took 3 shots from it, that was a lot. It's still
What? Wow,
going.
Spore is really far out. Wow.
It's still
Ja, det
going.
var så. BM.
Team 1,
Does
they
this fight your
lost
nifty
tower.
tank Spore?
Damage is mad. Wow, that's a greedy blink. That's a greedy blink.
Oh,
Kill?
Kill him though, can't you?
that's another greedy blink. Yeah, I think
Ooh.
all
Land
4
speed.
HP,
Speed.
almost inconvenience. But that was the
Blink,
fight
he's
where
got
Nifty.
blinked.
Oh, nah, special. Nifty used his R on the Spore in that fight, and it did a surprising amount.
Noso missed the
He still
arrow!
won.
Noso missed the arrow. Grim was backing and Noso, I think, rushed the arrows ever so slightly. Noso's pinging the boss here. I think they want to contest that. If they get another boss, Noso's team would still be in a great shape. Go on,
Yeah,
Nifty, face check them. Face check Nifty.
they have about. Team 2 has about 15 minutes before Team 1 just starts to heavily outscale them. Oh, Tower might just kill them all here. He's in a great spot. And Zerg cleans up.
Galaxia damage there.
I would like to point out that Degrin and Nifty are both 0 and 7.
I think Grim finishes the game at like 12 tests or something. He had a hard time playing Sin in this game. I'm not sure why, but he did.
Grin goes 0 and 10 at one point. I know that. I think he finishes 5 and 13.
Is that what it was? Yeah. I don't know why Stellan's having a hard time this game. I don't feel like there's a lot of things that should.
There really isn't. Like, maybe he's just warming up. Maybe he's just. Oh, there goes Bobo. Guessing he was a spectator. Maybe he's just walking up too much.
Yeah.
I understand the cleanse. Maybe he's worried about Galaxia. But
Another kill from Noso and solo kill.
yeah, Noso's just bullying Degrin.
Love you up on Noso now. If they're off, if only knocked her. Oh, nice.
And Nifty dies for that.
Such a nifty move.
Yeah, so Degrin and Nifty are 0 and 8 each. And then tower and top lane is what, 18-1?
Oh my lord, not
Like,
playing dice to that guy.
almost hard carried this game. Oh, there's a crit dodge.
That's bullshit, by the way. I don't think crits should be, or not crits,
That is
spells should be
bullshit.
dodged.
Crit evasion, it used to be different. Evasion now prevents 80% of incoming damage. It used to be 100%, but if you crit, the crit bonus 100% damage would do full damage.
But I just don't think spells should be dodged.
Spells can't be dodged, but Whiz Q counts as an auto attack.
That's what I think. It's bullshit.
If it counted as a spell, it wouldn't crit. That's the thing. It's just the way the game is coded.
So does Digrin's E, does Selin's E also count as a crit when it hits?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Bullshit.
also an auto attack.
That's BS. Oh, I don't
Same with Pyron Q.
Ghost ult?
Q. Ghost ulted someone, but yeah,
Ulted power.
that's a pretty good ult.
That's boss, team wipe and boss.
A
That's
huge win
massive
for Team
comeback.
2. That keeps them in the game.
Yeah, honestly, that is like game changer right there. They get so much for this.
Team 1, shut down on power. I might die. Okay. Oh, I was too close. Oh, Nifty got a kill. Look at that. They're now 1 in 18 combined in the bot lane.
Damn.
It's a good score. It's a good score.
But yeah, this
Can you
is.
guys open tab? Because it doesn't work for me.
I can't. I have to.
You have to scroll through players, and here Naruto has it open right now. If you want to look at it,
Where is he?
7. But yeah, this entire game, it's Nosomi and some help versus Tower and Zerg and Nifty, I guess. But the Grin is mostly a non-factor besides his ult. And especially looking at the KDs, like Tower and Zerg are doing everything.
That's really what they need, to be honest.
Coming in on dying and dying, sometimes on good targets. Nosomi has 7 more AD than the Grin, more attack speed, maxed crit, maxed CDR. He is insanely ahead from the Grin. Like, even though Tower is 20 and 2, Ghost is only 7 AP behind. And he also has HP to counteract that as well.
Is the Grim's like stats really worth it? He has 5 attack damage only, and then he has 4 attack speed and 2 crit.
That's low
That's
attack damage. Wow, that's really low attack
pretty
damage.
standard,
Yeah,
honestly.
that's really low.
It's pretty standard.
See, I think I prefer going higher. I would normally just get 10 and 10 quite quickly. But I guess he's been dying a lot, so he's quite poor actually. He hasn't had any kills. He hasn't had actually any kills to supplement his money.
580 is usually enough for me.
Uh,
I'd probably get to where he is, maybe like 580, 4 attack speed, 2 crit. Like, it sounds pretty good, and then I'd go a little bit more AD from there. And try and max out crits after that. Maybe go to 8 AD, max crits, and then get attack speed. But I like his build. He's just broke. Because he's
yeah, that's what I'm
kind
saying.
of
He's just so broke. I can't actually fault him.
far behind everyone else.
Nosomi's going ham in this fight. Oh my god, he was just
Oh, and he
so
still dies. He still dies because he didn't kill Tower.
He was hitting for so much that fight, but he just wasn't getting focused.
Yeah. Just not enough.
It's a good win for Team 1 there. They actually needed that after the wipe and the lost boss.
I don't think they needed it. Like, they scale just that much better. Like, Degrun is 0-9. He's almost the 0-10 that I saw him be at. I know he's going to be 0-10. I don't know how. teams are going after Spore. I think Zord probably should have gotten a lot more HP in this game. Like, Nifty is the front line, but Zerg is also going really deep in, and he always dies really quickly. Like, it is a lot of damage, but still, like, you want to stay alive, and that's feeding.
That's
What you're doing.
rogue engage.
What you're doing. Galleon Permastones. What's his name? Bloodius. So that kind of salvages it.
Honestly, Nawada did really good there to zone the Grin and ToG out that entire engage.
Nosomi almost gets Nifty.
He
Oh,
gets ToG as
everyone
well.
else.
Fuck.
He gets everyone else.
So good.
At the tier 2 tower, that's a good setup for Spore. They might
Oh yeah,
start.
the top tier 2 is
They might
actually so
start
good
getting
to take.
2-3. The tier 2 is really important because you want to set a ward right where Nosomi is right now. Like on the crossroads there. And then you see as soon as the enemies even start approaching Spore. So if they're not there, you can just start Spore. But having a ward on the choke where tier 2 tower usually is very, very helpful. Especially since you kind of see if they're going down to the jungle or to the right, to the lane.
Yeah.
Like, no one thinks to try and hide their pathing from here. Like, they're just leaving base. And no one buys a ward as they leave base from dying. Or buys Eyes of Hawk. This might be an interesting fight.
They're fighting 3v4, like, because Tower had
Two
to
of
clear
them-
that massive wave bot, so now they're just engaged, or they're...
I'll just teleport though, so he should teleport right now, which he is. He's teleporting right now. He's behind them. Nosomi dies. Yeah, that was good.
Oh, that's a big TP. I didn't realise he had that one.
I only noticed he had TP because I noticed him cancel it earlier in the game. It's interesting he doesn't have Blink. It works out here, but Blink is really nice. Oof, the Grin. Is that the Grin's? Oh, the Grin is 0-11.
Having a hard game.
I mean, he's still kind of doing his job.
I'd selling for
He has been.
Sieger, it would be so omega useless with 0
Yeah,
at this stage of the game.
Like,
Selling.
no matter how far behind, you still have the stun. It's still good damage. You
Yeah.
still have those.
Yeah,
You still
literally
have poke.
that's just selling.
Yep.
Consistent ADC regardless of how far out of the game you are.
Same with Wiz, kind of. Like, you always have poke, you always have the E knockback, and the W disengage. Like, it's very safe. You can just hit from a distance. But Selen is just more useful because of a stun.
It's a weird trade. They're going to give up top boss for just tentacle. I feel like they...
Yep, Nosomi immediately pings it once he sees that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they should do that, especially when they're in that position, like, straight.
That was a mistake, for sure. Like, they do have a wave, they do take tier 2, so that's kind of a consolation prize. So long as they can stop anything that they do with the buff.
Oh, actually, you know, since top lane was open...
There goes Nosomi.
Yeah, I thought so. Actually, because top lane is dead, like the take inhib tower bot, and
Ghost
also
doesn't recall.
that worked out well.
Ghost doesn't recall. Nosomi is the first, even though they should have walked up as a team. He's alone. Tower picks him off. That was.
Sort of crumbled. This has just crumbled so quickly. This has crumbled so quickly. Like from like all of a sudden, they're one fight in top, lose 2 lanes of inhib.
But yeah, you can kind of see as soon as they can't really kill Nifty anymore, they've completely lost the game. Which is an inevitability on Galleon. Eventually, you're going to
Inevitable.
Of course.
getting to where he wants. He's going to be stunning who he wants. And people will fall. Lives will be lost.
Yeah, Degrin is pretty rapidly catching up in the game. And once he does, I don't see how Team 2 does anything.
I think with their comp, they needed to. It needs to be like this on the other side of the map. They need to have had two inhibs down at this stage with their comp. I think Team 1 have just hit their scalings where they can just almost run at Team 2 now.
Yeah. Like, Team 2 can still win if they get a good pick on especially Tower, but even Zerg. Like, you saw last fight that Zerg got completely picked off. If they can do that and not lose Nocturnal in the process, and have him int as soon as they try and get that, then they can probably like reorganize themselves, get a good 4v3 fight, and start pushing. But even then, it'll be hard. Like, they need to find a way to get onto Selin, which they have somehow. Oh, good ult. Curious why Team 1 doesn't try and force this a little bit more. They force ult out of Naoto, kind of, not really forced. Nifty isn't even trying to walk up. But they should definitely push up with this wave. Like, they still have 20 seconds on the other people. I'm surprised Tower just didn't just run in right there. Maybe it's because Nifty is too far behind. Yeah, I think
vision from
the
Team 1's perspective. They don't actually have vision of. They didn't have vision of the rest. Maybe they're just scared to engage.
Well, they know the other two are out.
Yeah.
Like, they still have 20 seconds on those two death timers. Tower jumps the wall, Nifty runs in, and
He
Degrin
had Hellfire too, to be fair. They definitely could have got him with Hellfire on.
Like, Leary has barrier, Nifty has Hellfire, run in, kill them both. Worst case scenario, Galan survives, maybe? Or, like, you force a Nosomi blank.
Worst case scenario, Nosomi comes out of nowhere, team wipes Team 1, and then kills their Nexus.
That would require a catastrophic failure by Nifty,
Yeah.
which I wouldn't put it past him, but still.
This game is being stalled out quite a bit.
Yeah, I think they could have ended it right there, but they just didn't. Like, Nifty is playing behind Degrin for some reason. Like, you should be playing in the front here. You have Tower waiting there for you to go in, and you're sitting way back.
Playing it very slow. Maybe, tournament games do this to people.
Yeah, maybe Nifty was just overly nervous for some reason after showing up late and saying that he didn't want to be here.
Yeah. Happens. Team's scared to, like, throw by doing a play which normally in a pub they'll probably just do second nature without thinking about. Tournament settings and just a little bit of pressure.
I did hear that Team 2 is treating this a lot like a pub game. They have almost no draft strategy. They weren't in voice comms. Nothing like that.
love to hear that.
Oh, it's...
I guess Team 1 now is going to get both bosses and then try and push. I would have liked for Tower to get these buffs. I want to help him out. Or the Grin.
Maybe green buff. Yeah, I think Musashi is the worst person to have the buffs on right now.
Yeah, I think the Grin will also do really well with it. And this is where the game will be
Honestly, I'd
decided.
want it on Galleon. Like, you can get it on everyone, and you're in the middle of just have permanent green buff.
Wow, that pick would have been huge.
Or CDR. Like,
The spell should block Galactus.
Yeah, here, eat. What's the sport? Why do you ult the sport? Why are you ulting the sport? I don't get it. And they win the fight anyways, but... Yeah, no, Spell Shield does not block any stuns. It blocks damage only. One instance of damage, no stones.
Yeah, he's gonna get out.
No.
Nifty with a blink.
Nifty with a huge play after Zerg body blocks him for a second. To force him to use Wick.
Yeah, they should end this. Or at least expose Nexus.
Yeah, it should take at least one tower. Probably scared of Nosomi coming back. Just fair enough. He's hard carrying.
I mean, the map's open. It's opened up for them now. Like before, they wouldn't have been able to engage into 2, but with the 1-up, they can now actually step
Yeah.
into the top side.
Yeah, 2 towers is a lot scarier than 1.
I don't like this from Zergreep to start this though. I don't know why. That's just like he's gonna be so low before the fight starts.
I remember seeing this. It's very greedy. They saw it, and Team 2 doesn't walk up. Nosomi was just farming creeps for some reason.
Yeah, they definitely could have forced it and
Yeah,
engaged harder.
they should have stopped that.
Nosomi was out first. He should have just piled straight to it.
Yeah, he was busy farming creeps. He needs more money for his probably no gas to spend.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
he's-
what I would have done. That's my syndrome right there. Farm and lose the objective.
The grind isn't. Oh no, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah, Nosomi's out of gas now.
There goes balls. Huge engage. Nocturnal sits in the middle of it, and they run in. And kind of int, honestly.
Yeah, they did kind of.
It's pretty
Dan actually does really well into selling because he just can't get slowed.
Yep.
Actually, quite good. Surprised there.
Glenn is surprisingly good against the enemy's composition. It's just he doesn't do good against Glenn because he can't do anything combined. But everyone else, it's pretty decent. Nosomi can kind of deal with the Galleon and try and snipe everyone else. Please don't get picked off here. Tower, come on, Tower.
He's gonna
Don't
go for
do
it.
it.
He's going for it.
Don't do it, Tower.
I think they need to do a forces spot now while top's pushed in. Force, because someone has to go clear top, but they need to be like pressuring that inhib now. Because now there's someone top, that wave gets cleared, then.
Yeah,
It's
they
kind
should
of timing
go for they should go for the inhib right now. Yes. We'll start hitting it. Zero? Doesn't matter, you just killed them anyways. Huge bomb, kind of.
Grins able to just chop wood.
Oh, that's a big crit.
I think the Grin's in a position now. He can actually fight Noso.
No. No, that's a big evasion. He would have died if he didn't evade there. RNG game. How do you feel about evasion and crit in general?
Alright, crit. I don't think it's bad. I think crit can just be reduced by RP or whatever. But I don't like it how evasion dodges spells, or like quote unquote auto attack spells. I think that's like a bullshit feature. That's the one thing I'm not a fan of.
Spoken like a true whiz man.
Well, I just think like late game tanks dodging a crit spell is just so crazy to me. Evasion itself, because it's RNG based, and I don't like RNG based things as much as like. Because yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that because there's skill shots. You have to hit the skill shot.
Kind of agree. Like
good consistent outcomes. Like,
very annoying having RNG crits and evasion. Like I've had times where, specifically one time, I think it was 10% or 20% evasion, and he dodged like 6 of my attacks in a row to survive. It's
yeah,
like
like
what?
it should be like a limit, or I don't know if, like, how hard the coding is, but that's a big fight actually. Jesus, those show actually popping off there.
Big blink, big blink. Oh, Nifty dies.
That's a
Tower,
massive throw.
tower's
Oh
dead
my
too.
lord, over
That's
just
a
a
big,
tentacle. They don't
big
even need
team
the
wipe.
money at this point.
Big team wipe. The problem is that they don't have minions, and they're not even going for the minions.
Yeah.
They need to go for this. They need to go for that wave and try and get the wizards over here. But gonna go through backdoor protection, do nothing.
I feel like there should be I don't know how hard it's code, but like diminishing returns on like evasion, right? If you haven't evaded in a long time, then you evade the next auto. But if you get if you get hit by an evasion, then you see, like, I don't know, to evade like 3, 4, 5, 6 times in a row is kind of annoying to deal with, because that's like so much of a fight that can be evaded. But a big thing for me is just spells not hitting the most, like AD character spells or marksman.
Yeah, that would be quite the buff to Wiz, quite the buff to Edburn.
Well, the thing is, for them, for
Iron.
ability based carries, right? Like for them, hitting
Yeah,
that spell is like their damage source.
you really
They're,
do need it.
so like for them not to be able to hit their damaging ability because their auto attacks suffer because they don't have the same steroids that other DPS have.
It would buff Salin.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I think that's a good buff overall for ADCs in general. But then they can make like the crit reduced RP reduces the crit damage by a certain amount as well instead to counter it. But then that means it forces Pen, because at the moment I don't think Pen's even bought most of the time.
It recently got buffed, but I think it's still ignored.
Yeah, like it's like an ignored thing, and it should be part of the game. Late game, you need Pen if you want to start getting through RP or resistance. But then crits should also RP should also reduce the impact of crits, by maybe a little bit as well.
I forget the exact pricing of it, but it's actually looking at the numbers, it's pretty decent. It's just I think you need 4. Okay, I'm gonna look at the numbers. I think it's in patch notes. Oh,
Thing is, I just don't like how evasion can be bought from a seal as well. I think the base amount of evasion should be lowered slightly if it's still going to be blocking like spells. But I just don't think that a seal should also give 10% extra evasion. To me, that's like ridiculous because the number's just so high at that point.
okay, so Pen was recently buffed. Old Pen, like very, very old, before it got nerfed, it was 600 total in 3 upgrades for 45% reduction. Now it's split into 5 upgrades to get up to 60% reduction, but at 3 times the cost. So it's really it's just too expensive right now.
Yeah, that was a massive fight from Team 1 at the bottom getting that catch. That was a really good game in the end. A lot of throws.
Yeah, it was a very close game. It's definitely the closest game of the tournament.
Yeah,
I'm
for
pretty
sure.
sure.